Chambers Grove City Hall, September 14th, 2020 at 5 p.m. And Councilmember Tyson,
Lord, I ask that you be here with us tonight and help lead us and guide us in the decisions that we have to make. Father, I ask that you protect all of those that serve our city and those in our nation and our state. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call, Ms. City Clerk, please.
Mayor Bailey, Mayor Pro Tem Baden,
Here.
Councilmember Warren,
Here.
Councilmember Hoyer, Councilmember Tyson.
here.
Thank you, ma'am. I'd like to welcome and recognize all the guests and the news media that are here. Item number 4, I approve the minutes from the August 17th, 2020 City Council meeting, August 31st, 2020 public hearing, and the August 31st, 2020 City Council meeting. Minutes.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes as written for the August 17th, 2020 council meeting, August 31st public hearing, and the August 31st city council meeting.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the August 17th meeting, the August 34th public hearing, and the August 31st city council meeting. Mayor Pro Tem votes aye. Councilman Bourne?
Aye.
Councilman Hoyer?
Aye.
Councilperson Tice?
Aye.
Item number 4, reports from the citizens, reports and citizen comments. I think Troy's got something for us tonight.
You guys asked for a report on the road street, so I was just going to give you a rundown. For the material itself, we added 4 inches of base to the entire street, which was $116,000. Let's see, and we had top shield prime, which was $4,000, $4,969.25. CRS2 rocking oil, $44,000. PV4 chip seal rock was $66,340. $66,340. Then we had 4-inch cast iron manhole risers. We had 36 of those, so that's going to be $2,646.72. And that roughly comes to a total of $230,000 and some change for what we already put down there. We have an estimation for some asphalt, some hot mix for the turnouts, for all the streets and driveways coming into that. We have not gotten that done yet. It's on order. We apologize for the delay. That's the contractor that's holding that up. But that's another $28,800 just for material. Now for the labor, we used our own guys on this, so we have. Do I need to run down all these, or are y'all okay looking at that? I can give you the total for that. It's $66,930 was the total. Then we rented some a motor grader and the rollers that we don't have. We used 2 motor graders on that project, our own, and then rented them. And then contractor to do the hot mix for the turnouts is going to be another $11,600. For a grand total of what we've done so far, $361,365.97 we spent so far. We still are going to put a 2-inch cap of asphalt over the entire road that will level up those areas that have come through. But that's estimated cost about $250,000 for that next section. A job like this was estimated for a contract to do was over $1.5 million. So we saved a significant amount of money doing what we've done so far.
What was the estimated cost on putting 2 inches of asphalt?
About 250.
Anybody got any questions?
I have a question. So the 2 inches you're gonna add, so when you do all these slopes that come off and everything, is that gonna affect the drainage in that area in any way?
No, it's gonna flow right off of that. Those, where the driveways and everything are, that's gonna be a smooth transition and all that. The same guy that, when we gotta go out for bids for the asphalt for the main road, but we're pretty sure this guy, he's, one of the lower bidders. But, I know that, we have some for the GLO project that we're gonna include in this to try to get some better prices. They'll be able to transition that and it'll be really smooth. With hot mix, you do a lot better job with hot mix, it's a lot easier to make the transition.
And when do we anticipate finishing that?
That's gonna be in the budget.
We'll probably finish it, we'll finish it probably the last quarter of the year. But what we'd like to do is we're getting ready to go out for bids for all the GLO streets. And we'd like to go ahead and get a unit price and see if, and what we want to do is we're going to add 25th Street from Taft all the way to the highway. And that's going to be a total rebuilding and asphalt. And we also want to get a price from the low bidder to see what they'll give, if they'll hold a unit price to do Monroe. So we're getting ready to spend about $3 million in streets, just GLO streets.
Right.
So we're hoping that if we tell them we're going to probably spend another $500,000 on some additional streets, we'd like to get some really good bids. So we may be able to get really good bids if they know that not only will they get the $3 million, but probably another $300,000 or $400,000.
Okay.
And in the same packet, I included some street drainage things. This was from the storm, past storm, Hurricane Laura. The street signs we have over there, just to let you guys understand the stars that are beside them. Those are actually signs that were replaced. And some with 2 stars, that's 2 signs on each, so they gave you a price on all these. We actually had 84 posts that we had to fix, or we didn't have all those, so we didn't have to replace them, or we were able to fix a lot of them, but a lot of them pushed down by the wind and everything. We had to replace 6 stop signs, 36-inch ones. We had to replace 12 road stop signs, 45 the name plates on the street signs, and then he said 25 posts. But anyway, that was just something I wanted to give you guys too, so you would have an understanding. I know Michael's going to come up here in a minute and explain the cost for the debris pickup, but this was part of this whole thing. There was a lot of street signs things. Anyway, got any questions on that?
Yeah, I did. The transitions, are they going to be done before the final asphalt?
Yes.
So are you going to have to adjust those for height-wise?
They'll be able to transition them in with they'll come in with the way they are now, he'll be able to smooth them out with the new asphalt coming in.
Okay.
I mean, to cover the top of the street. The transition, they'll meet up smooth now, and whenever he makes the final coat, he'll be able to smooth that out.
Okay.
But it's only 2 inches, it's not gonna be as bad as it is.
Well, some of them are 2 inches, some of them are.
Well, I'm saying whenever he makes, the transitions will be level now, but the 2-inch top at the final product will be an easier transition.
Okay.
So when y'all reset those signs, did y'all reset them with concrete or that? Or that
Yeah.
new foam stuff?
It was concrete.
I don't have anything else. Anybody else got anything? Thank you, Troy.
Thanks, Troy, appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Michael, Mr. Kincher, I believe you have something?
Okay, as y'all probably know, we've been hauling a lot of debris. Just to give y'all an update on what we've done. So far, since the storm through Saturday, we've hauled 2,282 tons of debris total. It's 796 loads.
I'm sorry, one more time, 2,000.
2,282 tons. And to put in perspective, a normal week, we haul 100 tons. So we've hauled almost 6 months worth of debris in 2 weeks. So, of course, we've been working a lot of hours doing it. The deadline for placing out the debris was Saturday that just passed. So what we're already kind of noticing is that the debris coming out is really tapering off. It's a lot lower now. So what we're kind of expecting is next week to be sort of getting back on schedule. May have to put extra trucks, but everybody should be able to see normal, regular schedule starting next week. We're still kind of doing the sweeps. We just start on Mondays and work our way through. And it may take us 3 days to get through Monday, but we're going to get through it before we move to Tuesday. There's a lot of concern about that when, you know, an extra day passed and people didn't have their pickup yet, but that was one. We were just making sure everyone gets service. So the new rules now, or they're not new rules, the current rules we have are back in place. So you're limited to 2 cubic yards. Now, if you had your debris out before Saturday or before the end of the day Saturday, it's no big deal. We're gonna pick it up. But if you decide to start putting stuff out now, then, you know, if there's extenuating circumstances, we'll work with the people. I mean, we understand that you had a tree on the house and you just couldn't get it off yet. We get that. But if you decide to cut down a tree that's been there for 100 years and put it out front now, it's the normal rules. So you will be charged for it. But yeah, we should get back on schedule next week is what we're hoping for. During all of this, the garbage service, which is your garbage can, that service has not been affected. We did notice it was a lot heavier. We put an extra truck on it and we still were able to maintain normal schedule with that. But yeah, we hauled 6 months worth of debris in 2 weeks, and that was done mainly with utilities and solid waste guys working together 12-hour days, basically dark to dark through the whole thing, but it's getting caught up now. Have any questions?
I would like you to explain to council how important having the chipping site where it is, because
It's extreme. I can kind of give you an example. It's extremely important. It saves so much time. We were able to actually ramp up and use our old shipping site because when storms like this happen, people come out of the woodwork, you know, we'll find you. So we have somebody now to chip. We'll be able to go back to doing that. But in relation, during this time, we hauled 600 loads, right at 600 loads to the shipping site. But going to the landfill way on 73, we only hauled 96 loads. So that kind of puts it in perspective about how far you got to haul. You can't haul near as much when you go all the way to landfill. Just going from one side of town to the other and coming back, you know, you're 20 minutes. But if you have to go to the Port Arthur landfill, you may get stuck there for an hour and a half waiting in line. And then, you know, you miss 2.5 hours of the day right there just traveling and waiting. So it saves a tremendous amount of time, and we can get back to maybe each truck making 1 load to the landfill and maybe 2 loads to the tree pile. And that's just, it's going to be a tremendous time savings. So it has helped us a lot during this storm. We've been able to haul this much.
So, how's the chipping,
Our first batch is already ground up. It's ground up, it's gone.
what is that, how's that, you charged by
The ton.
the ton?
It's, we don't have the final numbers today. He texted me about an hour ago, gave me what he had, but we're approximately 1,800 tons so far. That's the first grind. We got another pile out there that, probably in a week or two, he'll come back and grind that up, so. But a decent amount of waste we've hauled.
Any more questions for Michael?
Yeah, I do. I'm sorry.
You can go ahead.
Okay. With the large trash pickup, with the pickup truck, have you talked to the guys, are they having any issues distinguishing between trash versus, a lot of people are now starting to use the recycling people out of Beaumont, Recyclops, where they stack the cardboard and they have their recycling in colored bags. I know we had one issue where they were trying to pick it up with the trash truck and they were stopped and it was like, hey, that's actually recycling. So has that
I had no idea about any recycling operations going on.
It's an independent thing.
Okay.
You do it on your own, but it's still put out by the curb and it's labeled and they're in different colored bags.
But they're not in our franchise agreement?
It's a,
I have to look into that. Okay.
well, I just didn't want, if these people are paying to have it stuff recycled.
Yeah.
we don't want the trash guys picking it up thinking it's
It's different colored bags, and that'll fool them that don't touch it.
all green bags.
Yeah, I absolutely have no idea about any recycling
Okay.
going on.
'Cause I know we
Not
have-
contacted us.
We have
at
about
all.
6 in our division, and they were forks down, ready to pick up at my house,
Yeah,
and they were stopped. So maybe something to think about. I know it's less things for them to pick up,
well,
but
they're
at the
supposed
same
to
time,
register with us to be able to pick up debris in city roads and.
you know what it is.
None of that.
They're called recyclers.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
We'll
Apparently not
look
ready.
at that.
We'll contact them, because
Yeah.
I didn't think that they had more than just 10 or 15 customers. We didn't think it was that.
We probably have about 8 or 9 in our.
Okay,
Just-
I'll give them a call tomorrow, and we'll see what's going on. We'll sign them up.
Yeah, because we didn't know about it at all, so.
And I don't know if it's
Yeah, I
a
mean,
truck or
they're
if it's
showing
just
up.
a guy showing up in a pickup truck. I couldn't tell you. I haven't been there when they've ever picked up.
Yeah, because the guys would grab it, they're
Yeah.
gonna have it, if it's out, they're grabbing it.
Okay.
No green bags.
Yeah, I know.
Well, until you get it figured out as far as,
Yeah, well, it's not gonna be a big problem, because it's not a big issue. When I say register, we just need to go ahead and make sure that, that they meet our franchise agreement. It's nothing major.
I wanted to ask, I have a gentleman behind the cafe that lost his roof and half the second floor. Is that trash gonna be picked up, or does he need to?
That
take
will.
it? Okay,
That will.
okay. I didn't know, he had asked me the other day, and I told him I thought it would, but.
Yeah, we have a few
Confirm.
people that, like a big tree fell in their shed, and they've called, and, they have somebody coming, but it's not gonna be next week till they do it. Well, make a note of it, and there's no problem. I mean,
Okay.
they're gonna get the same service. We're just trying to eliminate the people trying to take advantage of the situation.
Right,
So, but yeah, that won't be a problem at all.
okay.
Any other questions for Michael? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mayor, I don't have anything. Excuse me. Mayor Pro Tem doesn't have anything. And item number 7, city attorney, please.
First, we have ordinance number 2020-06, annual appropriation ordinance of the City of Groves for the 2020-2021 fiscal year, appropriating funds for disbursement for the various purposes and uses of the city, providing savings clause, and providing an effective date. Mayor and council, Mayor Pro Tem and council, the charter no longer requires that I read this ordinance. I'll be glad to if any of you want me to. It's not required.
Mayor Pro Tem, I move we approve ordinance 2020-06 as written.
second.
Have a motion on the floor and a second to approve ordinance number 2020-06. Any discussion?
I have
Just,
one.
go ahead, Karen.
Sorry, I have one question on the, I had noticed this somewhere else. On the streets, it says there's like 1.6 million, 1653. See where I'm at? It's on the second page of the
Got
ordinance.
the middle of the page, second page.
1653,
812.
812.
Is that streets and drainage, or is it 2 or 3 departments, or?
Streets and drainage,
It's- so that's-
manpower, everything.
So that's put together
Yes,
on that?
ma'am.
Okay.
And that does not include you, all.
No. There is no grant money in this, budget at all. I mean, that money's totally separate.
I'll just clarify. I knew that, but I'll clarify.
Okay.
Any other discussion?
Just for clarification, this ordinance is approving the budget and the disbursement to the different
Correct.
entities.
Right. What it actually approves is allocating this much fund, these amounts to each department separately. It's the way the city grows, does it since from time immemorial. They've always done it this way.
It's the disbursement of funds.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Tax funds.
Any other questions? Councilmember Bourne,
Aye.
Councilmember Hoyer,
Aye.
Councilmember Tice.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem votes aye.
Next, we have ordinance number 2020-07, an ordinance approving the tax assessment rules for the year 2020, levying and assessing taxes for the support of the city of Groves and the municipal government thereof, apportioning each levy for specific purposes, and levying and assessing hotel occupancy tax, providing the date for the collection of taxes, providing a savings clause, and providing an effective date.
Mayor Pro Tem, I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of a tax rate of .749185, which is effectively a 3.185% increase in the tax rate.
I need a second.
Mayor Pro Tem, I second.
I have a motion and a second on the tax rate. Any questions?
I'd like to. Lamar, can you explain why it says increase twice? And just explain to us, since the tax rate went down, but it's still considered an increase.
The total tax rate is lower. Per the state law, the truth in taxation mandate that's been revised this last session. This is the language that they require that any municipal government or any taxing entity have, because our M&O portion of the tax rate did increase, whereas our INS, our debt service portion, decreased. And the INS decrease was more than the increase in INS, thus the total tax rate came down. But they're focusing specifically on the maintenance and operations portion of the tax rate.
Any other questions?
I have a question for Lamar, because Lamar's been handling this and doing a great job, by the way. Lamar, state law caps it at 3.5%.
The new, with the 86 legislature, the new cap without having a voter approval is 3.5%.
Okay.
This rate is below the 3.5%.